Hi everybody, welcome back to Planning with John. I'm John, and I thought I had this thing turned on, but I didn't. So I was doing some little florally doodles for my, I've been trying to draw every day for the month of November. I'm trying to do 30 days in a row. I think there was one day I didn't draw in here, I drew someplace else. Like these were some things from yesterday. I just wanted to get some of my colored pencils out and have fun with those. I did some little pumpkins that day. I had gifted a former student, a cello student, a bunch of art supplies when I was decluttering. And she's an art student at the University of Tulsa. And like I gave her a lot of art supplies, like brand new acrylic paints that had never been used, and pastels, and a lot of stuff that I know I'm not going to use. And so she sent me a cute little thank you card, and I think it's something that she did because I know there was, sketchbooks and some different paper in there, and I think this is maybe something she did because it didn't have a maker mark on the envelope or on the back of the card. And this is a cute little sticker that she made. Black Lives Matter, no justice, no peace. And it's like a clear sticker. I haven't decided what I want to do with that yet, so I'm just gonna leave it in my journal for right now. I did some pumpkins. Oh, I was drinking some of the Cheshvan tea from my Jewish monthly experience. I did this the other day. I just used some Tombow brush pens. I think this dark brown is one of the Artist Loft. And then I had a bunch of mushroom stickers and a couple of coffee stickers and just a little journaling, just silly stuff. I put down all of the mild liners. I have every single mild liner and I don't use them. So although I love them, I think they're wonderful highlighters, I just don't use them. So to me, it seems like it was a wasted purchase. And there is one set that I really like the best. I like this one here with the gold magenta. And then I also like this one over here with like the mild dark blue, mild green, mild gray. But the others, I think those were definitely a FOMO purchase. But I mean, I've had them for years. And then my parents had sent us some, what were they? Godiva truffles, that's what it was. I'll insert a photo here. They came in this cute, like, acrylic pumpkin-looking thing, so we're gonna save that for future. And then there's my lovely Arteza brush pens, and there's a pumpkin and a silly. Chad said that looked like a minion. Just some silly doodles. I was thinking of doing a bunch of bears bordering something. Just the tops of their heads. Another pumpkin. Some leaves, a teacup, pumpkin spice latte, leaves. So I've been drawing fall-related items. Goodness gracious, there's another pumpkin. Oops. Another pumpkin, another pumpkin. I think that's all of the pumpkins, yeah. So that's what I've been doing, and I even have somewhere one of these little Michael's drawing pads. And I did a pie. Oops. A couple of little pumpkins. I'm gonna do something else with that. Couple of teacups. That was my teacup. That was the husband's teacup. Yeah, so just a little sketch pad. But, so we're here because I had shared a couple of days ago the setup of this beautiful, beautiful Vanderspec that was gifted to me. And for that, I am just, the person that sent it knows who they are, and I am just profoundly thankful that you chose me to de-stash this to. It is just a beautiful planner, and I'm continuing in this planner next year for sure. My dashboards. So what I did in my last video is I didn't want to film it because if it went wrong, I didn't want to have footage of that. But let me share with you what I did. These are my minimal dashboards. And what I did is I used a template from Rochelle at Scrapcraftastic. I will link her shop down below. She has wonderful templates and even cut files, but since I wasn't using this in the traditional way, I kind of did it all manually by hand. And I like to do that because in case something misaligns with my silhouette, you know, it's not totally wasted. Like I can fix it myself if I'm doing it by hand. So I had totally forgotten that my laminating machine broke, and I haven't actually had one in a long time. I haven't laminated anything, and the last time I did, I used self-laminating sheets. So we set to go to Michael's, and I dropped the husband off at Barnes & Noble, and I went to Michael's, and I looked at Michael's, and they had a laminating machine like the one I had. It was the Scotch with that horrible folding back tray thing, which breaks on everyone, and they had it there for like $49, which I was like, that's outrageous, because I know I didn't pay that much for it. I think I might have paid $20 to $29 for it at maybe Target or Walmart, and I was like, okay, so that's silly. I'm not going to spend $50 on a Scotch laminating machine that I know in about 3 months is going to break because it's thin, flimsy plastic, and that tray breaks for everybody. So it was cheaper to get some self-laminating sheets. You can get them in a pack of, I think it's a pack of 5 for like $8.99, I think. And I had a 30% off coupon, and then they had the normal 20% off coupon. So I only paid like $4 and change for the laminating sheets. And since I knew that was going to happen, I wanted to pick up a couple of my favorite pens. These are the Faber-Castell brush pens, and I got them in, what color is this? Dark sepia. This one is, they call it green gold, but it looks like a yellow ochre to me, so I'm not quite sure why the green gold, because it says green gold or vert. Vert means green, so it looks like yellow ochre. Then this one is the earth green. I would call it more of like a sage green, or like that green there. And then this one they call magenta, and it's like a really pretty like berry color, like a winter berry color. So I got these, and these are normally $4.49, and again, you know, they were just a couple of bucks with the coupons that I had. So I wish I would have gotten the 2 gray ones, but oh well. So what I did was I printed, like you saw in that video, my dashboards. There's the monthly one. There's the week. This is the one that's project. This one says YouTube. This one here says notes. And then I had 2 left. I had enough room left over, and so I had a little trouble with the self-laminating on this one. So I have 2 extras that are just blank dividers, and I cut them out, put them in the self-laminating sheets, and then Look how thin they are. I actually like the self-laminating sheets better than the actual laminate because they tend to be a little bit more flexible and a little bit softer. And I even had a little extra left over where I was able to use it to create like a mark, a page mark in here that is actually thinner than the Filofax bookmarks. So I'm really happy with how those turned out. And you can see a little bit of my autumn under there. Isn't that cute? So there's that. And I'm just doing a little bit of doodling in here. And I'm going to trace, I drew a pumpkin, and I'm going to use one of my, this is a Copic multiliner. I've had this forever. I got a pack of, I think 4 or 5 from Michael's. And they're the cheap ones. They're the disposable ones. They do have much more expensive ones where you can like replace the nib, replace the ink inside. But these are just the, the cheap little throwaway ones. So I drew myself a little pumpkin down here, and a couple of people have said that they like the way I draw my pumpkins, and I try to do them where they're not like perfect pumpkins because all pumpkins are shaped a little bit differently. That one looks lousy, but that's my thought. So what I do, first thing I always do is I always use a pencil, and I always have an eraser handy nearby, like a soft white eraser, so it doesn't tear at the paper, and especially since this is Tomoe River paper. So what I'm going to do, can you see that? I don't care if you see my journaling or not. If you want to read that, that's fine. So usually what I do is I start somewhere in the center, and I'm just going to be tracing now. So I might not trace exactly what I did here in pencil. So I try to make some sort of a nice rounded oval shape. Okay, and then I'll do kind of like a half moon on either side. They could be the same thickness, they can be different thickness. And then I'll do like another one over here. And see, I didn't trace exactly what I did, and that's okay. Now, these Copic multiliners are quite juicy. They're very wet, especially since I have this is a 05. I think that was the smallest one in the set I got. They do make smaller, but this is more like the ones that people use when they're like the 05 and the 08. Like if you draw manga, are what a lot of people like for the outlining. So you'll see I've got the circle or the oval, and then on this side I've got 1 half moon and then 2 half moons. And then I drew the little top, and if you want to, you can do like these little things back here, which would be, if you can see a little bit of the top of the pumpkin, the back side. And if you want to, you can just, sometimes they have like a vine, do a little vine, and you can even draw a little leaf. And then if you want that leaf to have some, just very simple. You can do one on the other side, it doesn't matter. And we'll draw another little, there. So simple little pumpkin. And I'm gonna wait for that to dry before I erase the pencil. Now you can see I have a little teacup down here. I had to go to the University of Tulsa to pick up like a paycheck from a church gig. For some reason they sent it there instead of sending it to me at home. And I had to pick up some music. It was my first time on campus since, oh gosh, March 3rd. no, March like 11th or 12th. And it just felt so strange. And I'm actually very thankful that I haven't been teaching any classes online, or I haven't been teaching any classes in person. All of my classes have been online because I discovered that in the front lobby of the music building, since it is the music building, it has a concert hall that seats like 700-800 people, like at the main concert hall. The main lobby is like 2 stories tall, lots of open space, and they can open all of the front doors so you get fresh air in. They have been doing COVID testing in the front lobby of the music building, where students are going to take classes in person. Faculty are there, office staff are there. I mean, yes, we have a wear masks inside. The only problem is if you have an office in that building like I do, you can't open the windows. It's one of those new fancy buildings where you can't open the windows. And so it's yeah, that scares me that is happening. And I feel for the students that have to go in every day. I know they say that, they're entering from the side entrances and the back entrances for the students. But some of the teachers have classrooms and offices right where potentially sick people are standing with COVID. And that is very frightening that the university didn't think of the faculty. And it just, that gets to me. And if you read this, that's fine. I'll explain. So we had, well, I didn't play. We had an orchestra concert scheduled, or a recording session scheduled for Sunday, November 8th. We had to take a COVID test on Friday the 30th. Normally we do that on the weekend before. So there's 5 days where they can get the test results. Well, I got my test results on Monday, the 2nd of November, and it said I tested positive for COVID. As you know, I'm neurotic, and I had been, because we're supposed to, I had been keeping track of my temperature. My temperature hadn't gone above 98.1 that entire time, and we were supposed to take them until the day we were there. So 98.3, 98.1, those were the highest they had. And then the next day after, 98.4 was the highest my temperature was. So that meant, since I tested positive, I couldn't play the concert. So that meant then the whole month of November, other than that recording that I did for the all region, I think I talked about it in the Vlogtober. I actually recorded it the day I got my results and got all that finished and uploaded. So I haven't had any symptoms. I hadn't had nothing. I had no fever. And then I continued taking my temperature for the next... I'm still taking it. Like, I took it today, 97.7. So, so the only work I had other than that recording for the symphony that month, I missed out on because I tested positive now. So since I tested positive, that meant the husband had to come home from work and then he had to schedule a test. So then, since I tested positive, he had to get a test, and then he had to also quarantine for 14 days. So that meant him missing 2 whole weeks of work. That meant me missing the only week of work I had. My teaching I did. I didn't stop doing any of my teaching. I've done all my teaching. It's kind of crazy. So he goes and takes the COVID test, and he's negative, which we're like, but he's the only one leaving the house. I've been doing all of my teaching from home and haven't left the house since he works at the grocery store. He picks up his food on our groceries on the way home. We will either do an online order or he'll grab the things that we need. So I hadn't left the house at all, and they say I tested positive for it, and he didn't. So I wait my number of days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I waited 2 extra days because I couldn't schedule one until the 10th. Scheduled my COVID test. I didn't get the results until today. Let me mark that here. And my results came back negative. I had no fever, no symptoms, so if anyone should have tested positive, it's the husband, because I'm neurotic. I wipe everything down. We have hand sanitizer everywhere. I think there's one behind I have a full bottle right here by the computer. So it's kind of crazy. So I, took another test, and then I'm concerned because we have another recording session in early December, the first week of December. Now, we're not going anywhere for Thanksgiving. We're doing just something for us on our own. We're not going to visit his parents because since I technically had tested positive, I don't want to get them sick if I was an asymptomatic carrier, but my second test came back negative. I didn't get sick. I guess my body fought it off, but there's no residuals. So that's how I know my test was false positive. And then that makes me worry, because we're going to have to take a test probably like the 30th before we have our first rehearsal on Friday the 4th. Yeah. So I'm still taking my temperature, just checking to see, twice a day, in the morning and in the late afternoon, early evening. And yeah. So I haven't decided, do I schedule the test and do this, and for fear that I get a false positive again? Or do I just say, I'm not going to play the concert because I don't want to interfere with the husband's work schedule? I mean, he was just made full time, I can't, do that. It's kind of crazy, this world we're living in right now. And then what pisses me off is people not wearing masks. Wear your freaking mask, my God. Whether you believe it's out there or not, wouldn't you rather just be safe for yourself and for somebody else? Ugh. And so that's why I haven't decided whether I'm going to play the concert or not. I might wait until the week of and decide. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So there we are. I was just doing a little bit of planning in my journal. I was doing some stuff in my Jewish lunar solar planner, trying to plan out Hanukkah. I had purchased for us some new Shabbat candles and candle holders, or candlesticks. I'll put a photo here. I think one reason why I did that is one of my grandmother's yard sites is this Shabbat. And actually the day of Shabbat is her yard site. And Chad, one of his grandmothers, has her yard site in the month of December. I think just after Hanukkah is when her yard site is. Of course, Hanukkah changes year by year, how early or late it is in the month. Sometimes Hanukkah can be like right on top of Thanksgiving, depending on if it's a leap month year or not. This year it's kind of late. It starts in the I think the 10th of December. I don't know. I'll have to look at my calendar. Actually, it would be in Kislev. Yeah, the evening of the 10th of December is when Hanukkah starts. Yeah. So, there we are. That's kind of all I had. I just wanted to show you how these turned out, because I didn't include a photo because I hadn't finished by the time that video uploaded. And just wanted to share a little bit of my daily drawing for the 30-day project that I just kind of set out for myself. These are just some like little lavender, I'm not sure what type of flowers those are, and these are like little emini, whatever those things are called. Just some, like those little pink flowers I did a tutorial of. And then a little pumpkin, and then a teacup. Oh, and it's probably dried enough. You can either use the white eraser. I just have a tool, pencil, or this. And what I do is I try not to rub too hard, because this is Tomoe River paper, so the, there we go. And see, you got a cute little pumpkin. And I'm going to erase the pencil on my little teacup with the tea bag. There we go. So just a little look at my drawing. I'm going to write the date here at the end. And see, I'm not even tracing the date correctly as I penciled it in, so I'll erase that when it's done. And I'm probably not going to add any color. I mean, I can add, you know, a little bit of, yeah, I'm not sure I like that. Just add a little bit of green. There we go. Okay, so if you have any questions, you know, please leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Hope you're having a great week. Bye-bye.